Hi, welcome to Seattle Central's Community College Culinary Department. My name is Ron Shissler, and today I would like to present to you a dish with a European background called chicken marsala. Let's go with our ingredients. I'd like to tell you that all these ingredients we have on the table here today can be purchased at any of your larger grocery stores. First, let's start with the Marsala cooking wine. The name of the dish is chicken marsala, hence the wine. We try to get a quality wine where there's a little bit of vinegar and no salt at all. Okay, so we're trying to get a smooth flavor from our wine. Next, let's go to the breasts. The chicken breast is what we're using for this dish. This is a breast that you can buy in the grocery store. It's pre-split. Now what that means is the breast has been split apart. So we have a breast, this would be the normal sized breast, just hanging off the bird. What they've done in the grocery store for you is take the breast apart. Now, to take the breast from the bone, I recommend removing the skin first. And to do this, it's pretty easy. You just pull the chicken apart, actually pull the skin from the bird, then find where the breastbone meets the meat. Take your knife, cut along that bone. Just want to cut along it as close to the bone as you possibly can. This sometimes takes a little bit of practice, but I'll bet you after the first 2 or 3 you do, you'll be an expert. And it comes off just like that. We have here is the breast. This is the breast meat. This is the tenderloin. Turn this over. And this is the skin side of the bird. Okay, we have the meat side and we have the skin side. Let me do one more piece for you. This is quite a larger breast here. Remove the skin. Find the bone. Slice along it. And the breast comes off just like that. Now this one looks a little bit messy, so I want to clean it up. See, I got a little piece of cartilage there. Pull that right off. You don't need that. I don't know anybody that eats chicken cartilage. We have a little bit of fat around here. That's a lot of cholesterol in that fat. Take that stuff off there. Want your chicken nice and fat-free as you possibly can get it if you're health conscious. And here again, on the same side, on both sides of the bird, you'll see that it has a tenderloin and a breast. And there's the skin side. Now we're going to set that aside. And I want to pull up the flour dredge now. What this is flour, salt, and pepper. Now my recipe for this is 1 cup flour, 2 tablespoons salt, and 1 tablespoon pepper. And this is used to dredge the chicken. What we do is we'll take the chicken and we'll set it in the flour, pat it like that. This process is done just before cooking. If you do it too early, the flour will actually soak up all the liquid from the bird and it'll become gummy-like, and you don't want that. It leaves a very bad taste, and it's just not good at all. So we want to do both sides with that. Next we have the garlic. Let me clean off a little bit of a space here. Now, we have the garlic. I've already chopped some up here to show you what I need. Is chopped garlic. This is fresh, purchased just today. Washington State grown. Now, I want to show you a neat little toy that I picked up along the way. This is pretty fun. What this is a garlic press. In here, you place the garlic, just like that. Okay? Now, what you do, see this little piece of heavy? This is pretty heavy. This whole thing is really heavy. And this actually is like a hammer. It's going to go into that hole, and what it does is it presses that garlic out through. Now, this little garlic press doesn't seem to want to do a real good job for me. I may just trade it in for a new model. What I do is I'll take the garlic and I'll scrape it like that to remove the garlic that pressed through. And you'll notice that there are indentations, this little red indentations. What those do is they fit into these holes that the garlic was pressed through. When you pull that over, that releases the garlic that's left inside. Tap it a couple times, and it comes out onto the table. Now, with the rest of this garlic, it's already broken up. It'll cut up very nice and become chopped just like this here. What I'll do is just chop it real quick. And there we have our chopped garlic. The next item I'd like to show you on Price is Right today is our mushrooms. Again, here, Washington-grown mushrooms. Nothing that I have gotten here today in a product is out of state. I've gone to great lengths to find product that were grown in Washington. I'd like to promote that, more agricultural growth in the state of Washington. The mushrooms are sliced. We got a little slice here. So just come along and slice it up. Got one more here. There you go. And then we have our sliced mushrooms. I'll take those aside. We'll be using this in our dish. And last but not least, we have our vegetable for the day. We'll be using broccoli and carrots. Now let's take a look at our recipe. Named chicken marsala. We need 6 to 8 ounces of chicken breast, 3 to 4 ounces clarified butter and margarine, 1/2 tablespoon of garlic chopped, 4 ounces sliced mushrooms, 3 ounces of Marsala wine, salt and pepper to taste, and 1 cup flour dredge. But first, before we leave, I'd like to show you this neat little toy we got here. Pull the camera back a little bit, will you? Sorry guys, this is, they didn't expect this. Now, this little thing it's called Chefin. It has salt in it, and it has pepper, but it's a pepper mill. You pull this little trigger, and all the pepper just comes right out. Come out into your hand, come out anywhere, But the neat little thing about this is it has a gauge on the side to go with the coarseness of the pepper. See that? And on this end, we have salt. This salt, it fills all the way to the bottom. The pepper, it is loaded right in here. Just pull that back and see all the little, here we got actually little hard ground peppers. So I just wanted to show you that. Now let's go to work. This is a 50-50% mixture of butter and margarine. Now this pan is actually pretty hot, but you'll notice when the oil goes in, you'll see how the oil just separates from the side of the pan. I'm going to pull that off there a little bit, get the chicken all here, because it's starting to turn brown already. Now what you do is you add, your chicken skin side down. That way it will help reduce shrinkage of the chicken and actually give you a presentation side to present the chicken on the plate. Now, this is coming along pretty good here. This is actually a pretty fast dish. Now what we've done, let's recap. We've taken the chicken and we've dredged it in flour. That flour will help it caramelize. I've got a little bit extra oil in here I don't need, so I'm going to go ahead and dump it out here. Bring it back. We don't need a whole lot of oil. Okay. Let me check it here. Well, we're still cooking pretty good. Let me turn the heat up. Yes, sir. Grown in Washington chicken. Looks like we're coming along down here. Oh yeah, here we go. We've just done the Mondo flip here. See how nice and brown that chicken looks? Ooh, that looks so good. I love it already. I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit. We don't need it so much now. That high heat was actually for browning. I'm going to pull that breast up there, because what happens is that tenderloin is going to cook faster than the breast. Over here I can't do much about it, but we'll just have to deal with that as we come to it. Give that a little bit extra time. Those breasts have to be completely done. People don't seem to like their chicken with a little bit of red in it, and I can't blame them. I certainly don't. So we want to make sure that chicken is really well done. If we cook it too much, we won't have a juicy bird. We'll have a dry bird. Some people like their chicken dry, and in restaurants I've had many times that people have asked me to just cook the chicken, just so it's nice and leathery. Now, I don't like it that way, and I have a lot of friends that really don't like it that way either, but hey, to each his own. Now, next we want to do is we want to add our mushrooms and garlic. We'll toss in our mushrooms first. It's going to soak up a lot of this oil. So we add our mushrooms here. That's a little bit more than what we bargained for in the beginning in our recipe, but that's quite all right. Hey, I don't know anybody that doesn't like good sautéed mushrooms. Next we add our garlic. Our garlic is in. Now, we have an Italian cameraman today, and this guy is chewing on my garlic while I am cutting it up. He actually grabbed a whole chunk of garlic and popped it in his mouth, and I didn't say anything to him at a time. I'm just going to give him a hard time about it now. Yeah, he loves garlic. Okay, oh, if you could just smell this. This is so wonderful. God. I get any feedback from the audience here? Mmm. Okay. Let's check that out. See, we're getting a little brown on this side, so what I want to do now, check our chicken to see how well it's cooking. Now, see, there's a little bit of tenderness in there, and you see it's still a little bit pink. So we want to cook that sucker a little bit more. Now, that tenderloin, I'm sure, is done, so I'm going to sort of set him up there out of the way, and we're going to check this one up here. See here? I'm going to pull that apart a little bit. And look at those mushrooms. Oh man, this dish looks so good right now. I could eat it before we even get it done. Yep, all that color. Our chicken seems to be cooking a little slow. Okay, we're just about there. Now our final step is the best step. People who really like wine really enjoy this part. This is what we call deglazing the pan. Now I'm just going to pour this right from the bottle. I'm just going to pour it right from the bottle. You can do it any way you want. Some people use a measuring cup. Some people have a little spout that goes on the top. Now this is called deglazing the pan. Basically what's happened here is all our juices and all our flavor is stuck to the bottom of this pan. Now what we want to do is we want to increase the flavor without decreasing it. If we added water to it, it would just separate all those flavors. But if we add wine to it, the wine is going to bring those flavors together. So that's what we're doing with the Marsala wine. Now remember, don't use any salted Marsala wine because that really doesn't help with the cholesterol levels and the high blood pressure. And not only to the taste, but to the seasoning, your own personal preference. You really don't know how much salt they put in these things. So what I'm going to do is deglaze the pan now. This calls 3 to 4 ounces. Ooh, yeah. Toss that in there. Now if you'll notice, as I'm swirling, the sauce is coming together. See how it's turning red and then it turns beige and then it turns brown and then we have, oh yeah, look at that sauce. Let me just pull that down. That is a sauce to really enjoy. That's the Marsala sauce. Now you saw how easy this dish is. It's a wonderful dish. It's so easy to make. You know, my wife can even do this, and she has. She really has. Now, let's go to the plate where we already have our broccoli and carrots set up. Now these are basically steamed broccoli and carrots. That's all we've done to them is steamed them and decoratively arranged by our helper, Linda Shanley. Now what I want to do is not mess up her design here and place my chicken in so it looks as good as her vegetables. Oh, got a little messy on the plate, but we'll clean that up. And then I'll take the mushrooms. Ah, we just love this. Oh yeah. Yeah, look at that sauce. Look at that sauce. I can't wait to eat. I don't know about you guys. And there we have our chicken Marsala. We wiped the plate off there for better presentation. Carry the plate and there we have it. chicken marsala. Again, the recipe is 6 to 8 ounce chicken breast, 3 to 4 ounce clarified butter and margarine, a half a tablespoon garlic chopped or pressed as we've tried to do it, 4 ounces sliced mushrooms, 3 ounces Marsala wine, salt and pepper to taste, 1 cup flour dredge. Now I've left the salt and pepper out because I think that the salt and pepper that I used in my flour dredge is going to be plenty enough for it. And that's all we have for you today. Thank you, and I'd like to thank Seattle Central Community College and my helpers today.